There is an urge right now to be busy. I want you to be strategic. I want you to be ahead of the game. I want you to do more with less effort. I want you to be able to marry together health and high performance, which traditionally have been thought of as completely separate things. But I believe the path to winning long term is by doing all of these practices to unlock our true human potential such that we can perform and achieve what we want to try to achieve in our lives. And this is the last thing that I have for you today, and I believe it's really, really important. That's why I saved it for last. This is what unlocks gamma brainwave states where you are in flow, you're in quote unquote the zone. In psychology research, we call this the ideal performance state. It's what we seek to get every Olympic athlete to do in the moment of competition, but we also do this a lot more now in training as well. I would love for you to be able to do this on demand. A little story for you to highlight how all of this works. Once again, travel stories, just because they're fun and we haven't been able to travel enough over the last few years. This is Chimborazo volcano in Ecuador. I took my team there a few years ago. We tried to climb Chimborazo because it is the furthest point from the center of the Earth. It actually sits right on the equator. So it is 2 kilometers further from the center of the Earth than Mount Everest. Now, it's not the highest above sea level because the sea level also bulges out at the equator. The Earth isn't a circle, it's an ellipse or an oval. So Chimborazo is the furthest point from the center of the Earth, and we as humans wanted to be the closest humans to the stars. So we went to Chimborazo and trained, and it's a beautiful environment, super harsh, very, very difficult, a little bit challenging. You actually start the summit attempt from the graveyard of all the people that tried to do it before you but didn't make it, so it's a little bit intense. You got to breathe through that section, and then you're fine. You move higher and higher. You're constantly trying to eliminate tension so you can place your feet properly. You're breathing deeply to try to get that energy. You're pushing yourself in a less and less and less oxygenated environment. Ultimately, you end up moving higher and higher into the ice fields, into the glacier. You end up using the crampons and the ice axes as you move up. We ended up doing the summit attempt in the middle of the night because the ground froze and it was easier to climb. And at about 20,000 feet, 700 kilometers from the nearest town, a snowstorm came in, became very sketchy, but we decided to go for the summit anyway because we felt like we could do it safely. And we were climbing, 14 hours in, around 3 o'clock in the morning, pitch black, heart rates maxed out, cold, snow, tired, exhausted, very hypoxic. And we broke through the clouds at the top of the snowstorm, looked up, and saw that. And I had the exact same reaction that you just had. Awe, A-W-E, awe, amazement, and being in a state of flow. Because I was doing what I love to do with people that I love in a place that was absolutely incredible. And this is what I do. I do challenging things so that I can learn and share the stories with people so that they understand the way that their brain works and their body works so that they can get healthy and reach their potential. I was absolutely on mission. I was absolutely on target with this. When we are in a flow state, your brain works all at the same time. It's one of the very few states in which the entire brain works together in unison, and gamma brainwaves sweep from the back of the brain all the way forwards, over and over and over again, and we feel like we are in a state of flow. This is what it feels like when you are doing what you do at the highest possible level. That's Jillian and Sarah on the summit in the snowstorm, and despite the fact that we were completely exhausted, as you can tell, we're pretty happy. Now for me, it's pushing the limits of what humans are capable of, but that's just me. Everyone is totally different. For my wife Judith, it's hugs. From Adam, preferably, although she likes Ingrid too, just kidding. For you, it could be that moment when you connect with a client to solve their problems, you see their shoulders drop and they feel safe, right? For you, it could be making a beautiful meal with your family, getting everyone together and laughing and celebrating. For this family in this room, I felt the energy. I've been here the whole time. When you guys all raced in here today, happy, cheering, high-fiving, hugging, I've seen you guys all day long. This is a very special group. You take care of people. You make people safe. You are on mission. You are on purpose. The most amazing thing that you have the opportunity to do is that the rest of the world focuses on flow. But when you match flow with meaning, that is what elevates things to a peak experience. So get yourself into flow. Be in the zone. Do what you do at the highest level, but never forget what's meaningful to you. For me, it's exploring the world and sharing that television, stages, books, whatever it happens to be. For Judith, it's taking care of the kids and creating magic moments as a family. For you, it's getting together with people to make a difference in their lives. And research backs this up so much so that we know that what you do when you connect with people actually extends someone's lifespan. This is research that was published that shows the relationship between a host of different things and how long people live. And the number one factor that determines how long people live, according to this research, is the strength and quality of your social connections. This is what you do for a living. It's a massive opportunity for you. This predicts longevity more than quitting smoking, more than doing quitting drinking, more than doing cardiac rehab after a heart attack, even more than doing physical activity. And we know how important exercise is for health. As a physiologist, I hate this data because I think exercise solves all problems. I built my entire career around it. This research actually shows that I could have skipped the workout and gone for a beer with my buddies and been way better off. But anyway, joking aside, I would love for you to consider the power of deepening those connections, have the conversations, go for the walks, do the meetings, make the phone calls, connect with the people that you love, and build out your dream team. Who are the people who elevate you personally? Who are the people who elevate you professionally? And let's spend a lot more time with those people every single chance that we get, because that is what enables us to do more than we would ever otherwise be able to do on our own. And that's all of us the morning after we climbed Chimborazo. We were all safe and loving the fact that we had just done some really, really cool things together. Everything I shared with you today is all around crafting a magical life. The quote that I want to leave you with is that life is not measured by the number of breaths that we take, but by moments that take our breath away. And I really hope that I enable you to do this a little bit more. I have a few resources for you. That's all the stuff that we covered. The test is on Monday, just kidding. But that was today's presentation. We covered the focused execution pathway. We covered slowing down to get into a state where you can strategize, slow down even further to get creative and innovative. We talked a little bit about getting into the gamma brainwave state so you can achieve peak experiences by marrying flow plus meaning. The slides from today, the book, and our app called Vivio, which sends you 1% health tips every single day, are all available right here. I will stick around for questions afterwards. I'll be over on that side. I love the energy in this room. Thank you so much for giving me an hour of your time. I hope that I've been of service. Cool, thank you. Right on.